Andy Warhol, and we did the pop art where we did our hands, and you guys got to make 4 hands that kind of look like this Marilyn Monroe picture right here. But we wanted to kind of extend that this week, and we wanted to do some more pop art, and we're going to do a Campbell's soup art. But we want you guys to know that Andy Warhol was not the only famous artist. There were others, so we're going to learn about those.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and these are 4 of my favourite things. Bananas, my red coat, tomato soup, and comic books. But what do they all have in common? 2 little words, pop and art. Pop art is more than an art movement. It's a lifestyle, a craze, a way of looking at the world. But what is pop art? Pop is young, bold, and fun. This is life in the 40s. It's a bit grey. In the 50s, people wanted plastic and glamour. They wanted to have a good time. Buy more, spend more. Don't just watch TV, be on TV. Now you can listen to the Beatles and Elvis, watch cartoons, eat popcorn, drive cars, and become famous. Now it was pop art, all about culture. After all, pop art is popular art, art for all. But who were the pop artists? Richard Hamilton, this guy, said pop art was low cost, young, pretty, glamorous, and mass-produced. Hamilton made collages using imagery he found in glossy magazines. Lifting images from films and advertising was completely bonkers at the time. This is one of the famous Marilyn portraits by Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. This guy. See, a cool guy. For Andy, art was a product, the same as a production line of Coca-Cola bottles or Campbell's soup. He liked to use bright colours and silk screening techniques to produce art on a huge scale. Pretty clever, I'd say. Pop art was revolutionary! Pop artists were competitive. Who could you watch first? Warhol had his advertising. Liechtenstein had his comic books. Pelosi had his collage. And Minnie Mouse. Wait, let's go back to Liechtenstein. He used Band-Aid dots to make his artwork look like comics, like the ones you get in newspapers. Female artists were also rocking the pop art trend. This is The Only Blonde in the World by English painter Pauline Botti. Pauline added fun into her art and was a bit of a rebel. Girl power, Pauline. Pop art came out of the gallery too. Nicola L. took this big red coat around the world to get people to get involved with her performance. This made a real pop crowd, not the celebrity faces in other forms of pop art. Pop art can also be found all over the world. In Iran, Parviz Tanaboli was a sculptor and painter. Like other pop artists, he made his art out of things that looked like they could be thrown away. In New York, Jean-Michel Basquiat remixed it with hip-hop and street art. Pop is on TV, on the radio, and on the internet. Like right now. Does that mean I pop art? Well, there's one thing Andy Warhol and I can agree on. I don't know where the artificial stops and the real star.
Girls, so we're going to watch how to make this next type of pop art. This one is going to be about Andy Warhol's soup can. You're going to make one large soup can in the middle of the page, and we're going to walk you through it. But before you do that, you're going to need to get these supplies. You're going to need your watercolors, a pencil, a red crayon if possible, and a permanent marker like a Sharpie if possible. And you're going to do this on a white piece of paper. So push pause, get these supplies ready, and then when you're ready, push play again, and it'll walk you through how to make this art.
Okay, so let's get started drawing a soup can in the style of Andy Warhol. You'll need your pencil first. Toward the top of our paper, we're going to draw one soup can on the page. So we don't want to draw too small because then we won't have any room to paint. So watch me first and then follow along. You're going to draw an oval at the top. Now you're going to draw a straight line on one side, leaving a little room at the bottom. A straight line on the other side. And we're going to connect them with a little smile. All right, now I want you to draw a circle in the middle. And we're going to do the same shape that we did at the bottom, but we're going to start here. We're going to skip the circle and then finish on the other side. This helps us get a shape that looks like this is a cylinder. Now I want you to take your pencil and draw an oval inside and one more. Great. Now with your red crayon, we're going to write tomato and then we're going to write soup in black. So with red, we're going to write T-O-M-A-T-O. Now with your black, let's write soup. S-O-U-P. Now, if you're using a black permanent marker and you're planning to use watercolor like we are, take your black permanent marker and we're going to go over our pencil lines. So let's practice drawing it again. We're going to go over our oval first. We're going to draw a straight line on one side. We're going to draw a straight line on the other side. And we're going to connect them with a smile. Now we're going to trace the circle that we did in the middle. And the line that goes through but skips the circle divides our can in half. Now we can trace the lines up at the top inside of our first oval. Great, so this gives us our soup can. Now, if you're following along and doing what we're doing with paint, it's important that whatever you just outlined with is permanent. If you were, for example, to use a marker like this and then start painting, the water would make this marker run and it would smear your paper. So if you don't have a permanent marker, you don't have to outline it. You can just get right to painting, but that's totally up to you. Okay, the next thing you are going to do after you have your soup can drawn is you're going to paint it. Now, if you want to do it like Andy Warhol would have done it, we're going to do red on the top, and then I'm going to let you choose which color you want on the back. You can also do layers of gray here, or be creative and use any color that you want. So this really is up to you to be the artist and be creative however you like. You ready to get started, Matthew? All right, here we go.
Okay, so this part, you're just watching the artist do theirs. You would get out your colors and you would just paint it how you would like. And like she said, you can make it any colors you want, or you can make it just like Andy Warhol's. Because we get inspired by artists just like we get inspired by authors. And so have fun and make beautiful art. Then be sure to take a picture of it and submit it on Canvas in the assignment, so that way we can see your art here at school, but you can keep it at home and put it in your room or on the refrigerator or wherever you like to display your art. And great job.